Now that it's the new year, let's talk about my book bracket for 2025. In January, The Bodyguard by Katherine Center was my top read. I still get warm fuzzies thinking about this forced proximity, fake dating romance. It's being turned into a movie for a late 2026 release, and I can't wait to see it. This book went up against my February top read, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This is a story of Justin and Abby, who are both cursed to date people right before they meet their soulmate. It's a super sweet story, so it took the win in my first matchup. Then we have March with Sunrise on the Reaping, the story of Haymitch's games, the second quarter Quell. I can't possibly explain to you how much I needed this book and how fervently I love Haymitch, so even though April's top read of You with a View by Jessica Joyce was a super sweet read about finding yourself in love even through grief, it just could not compete with Haymitch. In May, my top read was Project Hail Mary. This is a great book about a man trying to help stop the end of the world, and it's also being turned into a movie that I can't wait to see. It went up against The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, which was a phenomenal 5-star read for me and helped me realize that I'm obsessed with this kind of realism with a tiny bit of fantasy thrown in. I love Ashley's books, and it took this section of the bracket. Of those 3 books, Just for the Summer, Sunrise on the Reaping, and The Dead Romantics, Sunrise on the Reaping was hands down easily my favorite read for the first half of the year. I'm still not over it. I'm never going to be over this book. So let's talk about the second half of the year. For July, we have All Systems Red. I kind of cheated by considering all the Murderbot Diaries books for the rest of the year just together, or everything would have been Murderbot books. It's an amazing series and unlike anything I've personally read before, so it beat out my August pick of Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, even though that was a 5-star read that I absolutely adored. The authors in this book were fully crafted people that I absolutely fell in love with as they fell in love with each other. In September, I had a shocking obsession with Bull Moon Rising that I did not expect to love nearly as much as I did. I'm excited to continue this series by Ruby Dixon and have recommended it to several people. It went up against my top October read, which was Artificial Condition, another Murderbot book. It's super good. I counted Bull Moon Rising as my win for this one simply because, again, I didn't want Murderbot to take over the bracket, but it easily could. And then in November, my life was totally destroyed and taken over by heated rivalry. I cannot express to you how much it was absolutely demolished by this show and the book. I am so grateful for the joy that it has brought to me in 2025. And it went up against We Could Be So Good, which was my December 5-star read. I absolutely loved this newspaper love story that I read for book club, but heated rivalry could not be defeated, which is why it was easily my top read of the second half of 2025. In the end, my bracket came down to Sunrise on the Reaping and Heated Rivalry, which seemed like an unfair contest to me, honestly, because why did I have to choose? They were both amazing and both for some really, really different reasons. I guess I don't have to choose, but I'm forcing myself to do this anyway. And so if I have to choose one of the two, it would be Sunrise on the Reaping. It is such a beautiful story. The book has everything that I ever could have hoped for in Haymitch's story, and I'm honestly just in awe of the world that Suzanne Collins has created and lets me visit. So Sunrise on the Reaping is my top read of 2025. I can't wait to hear what is your top read of 2025.